Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Piscean collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for us Pisceans here? And it is almost the most wonderful time of the year. I hope you're all getting ready. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And then towards the very end, I have a very special surprise for you this week, my friends. I have my lifelong friend who is an expert astrologist who's going to come in and do a little astrology forecast for us Pisceans. So that should be really cool. I hope you enjoy that. Show her some love. But yeah, let's get into the reading here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces. My guides and spirit team, what's happening? Okay, thank you. A lot of complexity here. Lots of complexity here with this very first card, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just very busy when I look at all this energy that shows up here. There are also ties to like social media showing up in that card as well. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the very end. So you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So it's got an interesting imagery to it. You see the man, you see the woman, you see that pole that has all these different pictures, and there's like people in the background. So to me, this could be like people, a lot of people. So for a lot of Pisceans, maybe you're talking to a lot of people, dealing with a lot of people. You might be more popular than you normally are, dealing with crowds when we have this type of energy, which is interesting for sure. Now, it doesn't always just have to be physical. That's why I said this card could sometimes represent social media in some way. So for some Pisceans, you might be really reflecting on how much time you spend on social media. Maybe you're wanting to launch a business via social media. Maybe you scroll a little too much. We're all guilty of that from time to time. But another thing with this card is that it's complex. Since there's so many people, there's a lot of energies to deal with. So for us Pisceans in this time, we might be feeling overwhelmed by the energies of others. It's something to watch out for sure. Or you could just be dealing with some complex things, right? With a lot of moving parts. So just beware of the energies that you're taking on in this time when we have that card. So we're just going to put that over there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. And we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's see what's happening for the Pisceans, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got? Maybe, hopefully we don't get any more towers, right? We've been getting too many of those. But yeah, while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Big Problem, and I did feel for a lot of Pisceans that were dealing with some issues, right? Whether interpersonal, whether it's work things, whether it's emotional. And hopefully, if you have had any issues or problems, you've resolved them, you've looked at them, and you've handled them. But it was a tough one to deal with last week. Could have been a person you're connected to as well. But let's see what we have for you this week, right? It's a brand new week, brand new slate. As I always say, just take this how it hits, right? Because energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So we could be looking at your energy or someone that you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards and see what's happening in the energy for Pisces here, my guys. Quick, very first shuffle, we have the Queen of Wands. Confident type of card. And surprise, surprise, another person, another people, right? So let's just put this Queen of Wands down right there. We're going to keep it moving. Beautiful card, fiery card. It's indicative of action to me when I see it. Page of Pentacles, once again, surprise, another person, another people. Communication here, that showed up in the same exact place for the Cancer reading as well. So I find that intriguing. Let's get you one more, then we'll really start to tie this out. Thank you. All people. You can't make this up, Pisces. And for those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers. Like, that's the only way I read cards. And I said it from this very first card. What are all these people? What are all these energies? And now even the main part of the spread is all people. So we're going to really need to dig deeper into this spread for sure. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I have to mention, even though they're all different people, they're from different stations, they're from different suits. We have fire, we have earth, we have water. So this could represent different areas of life. There's a big conversational energy towards the back end here, which I saw in the Cancer reading as well. So there is something revolving around communication So we're going to have to break this down piece by piece. There is a little bit of an evolution, and the only thing we're missing here in the whole family unit is a king, right? We have a queen, we have a page, we have a knight. So I wouldn't be surprised if a king shows its face. But let's go through one by one, because each court card represents a different maturity level of the energy it's encompassing. So position number 1, we have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful fire sign energy. So I'm not going to say, hey, yeah, maybe this is a fire sign. I mean, it could be, but we have almost the whole damn zodiac out here, Pisces, right? So what's the point of trying to pinpoint it? But Aries, Leo, Sag energy here. Now, with the Queen of Wands, I always say with all queens, they represent the internal energies of the suit they're in. So this is a beautiful, confident, sexy type of card. This represents aesthetics to me, the Queen of Wands. So someone that's feeling confident, maybe you're changing something about your appearance. Pisceans are very known for that, right? Like being able to change their appearance very quickly. So that could be in the cards here when we have this Queen of Wands. But this is an action-based card, and I could kind of say the same for all of these. They're all moving, they're all in action. But the Queen of Wands is more about how one feels and views themselves. So if you're not changing something about your aesthetics, this could represent your self-confidence. So whether you're feeling good, maybe you're feeling like you're down in the dumps, it all really depends, and we'll have to dig into it a little deeper. Now, one thing I do say about all the Wands court cards is that they can all be a little bit spontaneous. They could be a little bit unpredictable. So we're really going to want to take a look at that a little further as we move through the reading. She's getting hung up here on the cloth. Let's just put her down and move over to this page. So the Page of Pentacles, as with all pages, I always say they're students, they're messengers, earth sign energy. So these are the signs of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now, this page in particular is more about learning new things, new skills. So this could represent schooling. It could sometimes represent children as well, all the different pages. But when I see this, I think of someone trying to learn new skills, new work. It's a very fresh, baby face type of energy. So I like page energy, but once again, this one in particular is a big messenger. Same could be said with this Knight of Cups on the back end. But I do feel like out of all of them, this one might have the most importance since this is a Pisces reading. But we're going to have to dig into this deeper. This could be a communication, a talk, a message of some kind, or a new venture, right? We'll just have to see what's up. Now, the reverse side of this Page of Pentacles, it could be someone that's a little shy. It could be someone that's a little bashful. In its toughest case scenario, it could represent communication issues. Now, moving to the very back end, we have our very good friend, the Knight of Cups. So since Pisces is a water sign, this could represent you. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, anything in between, it don't matter. So the Knight of Cups is the Prince Charming lover boy type of energy, right? Silky smooth talker, very poetic, very creative. When we clarified, it could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. But this card always shows up in love readings. It's extremely romantic. It does speak about emotional expression. So for a lot of Pisces in this time, expressing your emotions and the way you feel could be a top priority. But for some of you, when Mr. Loverboy shows up in the spread, there could be something romantic brewing when this card is here, right? And for those of you that know me as a reader, you know I don't just limit these readings to love alone, but in this week's reading for Pisces, we may have that aspect starting to show up here on the back end, especially with all the people, especially with all the different energies. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Pisces Collective, please. My guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Queen of Wands first. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, which you might be, right? Pisces are good at reading cards. If you have any messages for the Pisces Collective, you could drop it down in the comments for us, right? We'll read it later, and I don't mind at all. So let's go in on that Queen of Wands. Let's see what this possible self-expression, this confidence could be, or how someone might just be feeling. So why is that Queen of Wands here? Thank you. There's the King. All right, the whole family's here, my friends. So this could be really good. Now, more Earth energy. I'd say, what's the only suit we're missing? We got Earth. We're only missing the swords for now. Surprise, surprise, surprise. More people here, Pisces. So Once again, it's like we have a damn popularity contest for us, right? I think our phones are going to be blowing up off the hook this week, Pisces. Now, the King of Pentacles, yes, more earth sign energy. This is beautiful, very secure, very stable. So for a lot of Pisceans in this time, when I see the King of Pentacles underneath the Queen of Wands, it does tell me that somebody is gaining some sort of confidence in themselves, how they look, how they feel, just gaining confidence in themselves as a person, saying, you know what, I'm stable with who I am, I'm stable with my identity, I'm stable with how I look, I'm stable with how I act. So this could be very good. Now, for a portion of you, if this isn't only a confidence boost, when I see this King of Pentacles here, it's just could sometimes be a little stubborn. So for a portion of you, maybe you're dealing with stubborn individuals that put their foot down, they're very hard to deal with. I don't want to read too many negatives into this, okay? But I feel like this is a very good thing, like somebody really feeling like they're in a stable place or getting themselves to a stable place. But once again, with all the people we have showing up here, Pisces, we have like a whole family unit. There could be things involving the family or groups of people in this time. I just have to say it. But to me, this does feel like a win on the inside, or a win in regards to the self. So let's keep moving forward. I don't want to get too hung up on this, because now I feel like, yeah, we have like the baseline of the energy. Let's see how communication could go. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we have core cards for the rest of the reading and it's all people, the whole reading. So let's see why that Page of Pentacles is here. Let's see what this possible communication could be about. So what's going on with this page? Please and thank you. Thank you. Two of Swords. Almost exactly like the Cancer reading, almost the exact same thing as the Cancer reading. This is a surprising talk or an unexpected talk out of nowhere. Even though it's a Two of Swords, yeah, look, it looks like another person added to the bunch, right? Even though it's not a court card. Now, the Two of Swords to me could represent confusion. Okay, so there might be some confusion. Maybe it's hard for some Pisceans in this time to really get their feelings across properly, or to like put their feelings into words. I could feel somebody struggling with that in the center. So if you've been having issues talking with someone in this time, whether they're going through some sort of confusion or there's some haze in their way of thinking, this is someone that's having a very difficult time getting their thoughts together, okay? Or like transferring from thoughts to words. So this is someone that might be having some difficulty in self-expression. And now we're kind of seeing this here as well, because remember I said the front end, very confident, very sturdy, very stable in who they are. This one, not so much, right? When you put a page next to a king and a queen, it's like very bashful. But I do feel for a lot of you Pisceans, that doesn't mean that communication's not going to happen. This could be someone hitting you up out of nowhere. This could be a surprising talk or an unexpected talk or message here in a very big way, because the Two of Swords is my card of mystery. It's up there with the Moon card. So you're going to have some interesting talks in the coming days and weeks. I'm just feeling that for a lot of you. But yeah, once again, there's something with this confusion, or someone shy or bashful. It's like cat got their tongue. So we're just going to keep moving over. We'll see what's happening with that Knight of Cups over there and see how this all plays out. So I think a lot of Pisces are going to have an intriguing week, that's for sure. So let's see what's happening with that Knight of Cups. Then we'll go through, do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow card. Actually, not the Shadow card this week. What am I talking about? We have our very special astrology segment, even better, right? So let's see what's up with that Knight of Cups. Why is that Knight of Cups here? Thank you. Ten of Cups, beautiful. This is massive. This is huge. This is like a massive winner victory straight up. That's the best way I could put it. Something really going to your liking. Something could go even better than you possibly think it could. So whereas like in this front end here, we have someone that's just very stable and sturdy in who they are. This is someone that's truly happy on the back end. We have the Ten of Cups in the upright underneath this Knight of Cups. So whether this is a reuniting of some kind or just something totally different, the Ten of Cups, once again, surprise, surprise, it could represent the family unit. There's a huge focus on family here for a lot of Pisceans. So hopefully you're not having issues in that realm, in the household or within the family. But I'm not seeing many big issues here on the back end. I'm seeing very good and positive results. So once again, I'm picking up massive win and victory in the end. Does it come as a result of this conversation? Does it come as a result of this inner self-security? Maybe it's a mixture of both. But we have a good result at the end, right? Like there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that we have showing up in this card. So this is kind of like a storyboard type of reading we have this week. So layered, so complex but so simple. It's almost artistic when I look at it, and for a Pisces reading it makes sense, right? Pisces are the artists of the zodiac. But I love this 10 of Cups on the back end. Once again, this could be emotional wins and victories, and I'm seeing various different ones and good possibilities. The only thing that seems like a little red flag to me is this possible little confusion or someone feeling bashful, like the cat's got their tongue. But this is a beautiful happy ending. Like I said, for a lot of Pisceans, you could have a massive winter victory coming in, served up on a silver platter, especially since this is the card that represents Pisces, 10 of Cups in the upright, okay? So let's go through and do a quick recap, and then we'll get into your astrological segment, which is going to be awesome. So right here in position number 1, we have the Queen of Wands with the King of Pentacles. Like I've been mentioning the whole reading, people, family, house, home, it's all over the place here. You could be very popular this week, my friends. But to me, this did feel like someone who's very sturdy and secure in themselves, at least in this time. So very confident, like, yeah, no, I'm good, I got this. Like, it just feels like rock solid and very good to me. There's wins here in the front end as well with the King of Pentacles in the upright. There's abundance attached, so I do like this. So you could be having like really good things in regards to money and work. Now, moving to the center, we have the Page of Pentacles with the 2 of Swords in the upright. I did pick up that little energy of someone possibly not being able to transfer from thought to word, or someone possibly being shy or bashful. But a big thing here is like you might have various different surprising or unexpected talks or messages coming in this coming week, especially with all the people I've been seeing. Now it's all over here. There's a big popularity contest happening here, Pisces. But on the back end, we have the Knight of Cups with the 10 of Cups in the upright. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Happy ending. Beautiful energy here. Massive wins and victories, right? So whatever's going on, confusion, it don't matter. This is some sort of big happiness coming to a lot of Pisceans. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that. And if you've made it to this far in the reading, before we get to the astrological segment, just want to let you all know, if you're interested in channel memberships, I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. Obviously no pressure, but there's a few different tiers and it's a great way to support the channel. But with that being said, I'm going to kick it over to the expert astrologist, Stacy.
Hello Pisces and Pisces rising. My name is Stacy and I've been practicing astrology for 29 years. And I'm here to tie in what's happening in the cosmos with your tarot reading. So for you guys, there's some potent energy happening in your first house with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. We do have Mercury in shadow, which began on November 25th, as well as the Gemini full moon energy, which is playing out as we speak. And it was opposing Mars in Sagittarius. We also have Neptune preparing to go direct on December 6th, as well as a new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th. And on December 13th, we have the infamous Mercury retrograde beginning. Here's how it's all going to play out for you. So with the Sagittarius Mercury retrograde or Mercury shadow period beginning, we have a focus in your 10th house, as well as in your 11th house, since Mercury is currently in Capricorn, but it's going to go back and forth between the two signs during the pre-post shadow period and the retrograde itself. With the Gemini full moon happening in your 4th house of home and family, there's something coming to a culmination with your home and family life. Maybe some changes that were implemented back in June during the new moon period are getting finalized right now. With the Neptune going direct in your sign, or preparing to, there's some density, some closures that may be happening, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. You have Saturn in there as well, who definitely is the lord of karma and time. So there may have been some things that have been tough on you guys, and making a lot of challenges in regards to what it is you're envisioning for your life, your creative endeavors, and things that you're trying to implement, especially as it relates to the Sag and Gemini houses. But it's your first house, so it has to do with your entire life, really. With Mercury being in the shadow phase, it is making a square to Neptune, so there is a very likelihood of there being some miscommunication, maybe some lack of clarity as it relates to authority figures or your public life, your public standing. 10th house is a very public house. There could be some things that you may have envisioned, some creative endeavors as it relates to your career life that have needed some work, especially as the Mercury retrograde is going to happen in that house. There's going to be some tweaks that need to happen. And it may have to do with your social networking, friends, groups, even the internet in the 11th house, since Mercury will be in Capricorn in the 11th. The new moon happening in Sagittarius in your 10th is going to bring some new energy. So it's going to be very positive, to give you some good news. And it's going to make a trine to the North Node in Aries, which for you is happening in your 2nd house. So with the new moon trining the North Node in Aries, there very likely is going to be some new energy that's going to be beneficial to your values, your money, your possessions. There could be a financial bonus that you have, or, gains that you have with your resources due to your career and your public life, your public standing. The Mercury retrograde that begins the day after, there's going to be some reconsiderations. You may need to rethink how you go about things to make that positive aspect that's happening with the North Node more beneficial to you. You may become aware of things that need to change in order to, make that step forward. Either way, the energy does lighten up from the 2nd half of the month onward. So no worries, Pisces. It may be hard now and there may be some confusion and lack of clarity, but it will get better. With the tarot, there definitely was some similar energy playing out for you guys. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for your subscriber surprise.
If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.